All right, so I am reading I'm on page 50 if you would like to follow along, inside out and back again. Now remember, what good readers do, we think about where we left off, right? And what was happening. What was happening at the end yesterday, or the last time you read, there was a family discussion going on. What was the discussion about, Camden?
If they were leaving or not.
If they were going to leave, if the family was going to leave Saigon or not. Okay? So today, what you're going to do, after I read, you're going to be filling out a sticky note, a think note. And when people make big decisions in life, very often they think about pros, reasons they should make that decision, and cons, reason they shouldn't. And they sit and make those lists and see which list has the most on it, which side, to decide if it's a good thing to go or if they should just stay. So today, after we read on a sticky note, you're going to write those things down. What are the advantages, the pros for Kim Ha's family to stay in Saigon? What are the cons? What are the bad reasons they shouldn't stay in Saigon? So on your sticky note today, you're going to be writing at least 3 things in each column. And then you're going to bring your sticky note and put it on the kidney table. So I want you to pay attention to those things when you're reading. So right now, we're on page 50. You can follow along, okay? And you can also go back and look at it to help you fill out your sticky note today, okay? And you may or may not have read this part, but this is where I'm starting. Watch over us. Uncle San returns and tells us to be ready to leave any day. Don't tell anyone, or all Saigon will storm the port. Only Navy families can board the ships. Uncle San and Father graduated in the same Navy class. It was mere luck that Uncle San didn't go on the mission when Father was captured. Mother pulls me close and pats my head. Father watches over us, even if he's not here. Mother tells me she and Father have a pact. If war should separate them, they know to find each other through Father's ancestral home in the north. April 24th. So his ancestral home, that's where his family home was, okay? Crisscrossed packs. Pedal, pedal. Mother's feet push the sewing machine. The faster she pedals, the faster stitches appear on heavy brown cloth. 2 rectangles make a pack. A long strip makes a handle to be strapped across the wearer's chest. Hours later, the stitches appear in slow motion. The needle is a worm laying tiny eggs that sink into the brown cloth. Remember yesterday we talked about this was a metaphor, right? They're comparing, okay, the worm to the needle on the sewing machine. The tired worm reproduces much more slowly at the end of the day than at the beginning, when Mother started the first of 5 bags. Brother Kwai says too loudly, "Make only 3." Mother goes to a high shelf, bringing back Father's portrait. "Come with us or we'll all stay. Think, my son, your action will determine our future." Mother knows this son cannot stand to hurt anyone or anything. Look at Father. Come with us, so Father will be proud you obeyed your mother while he's not here. I look at my toes, feeling Brother Qua's eyes burn into my scalp. I also feel him slowly nodding. Who can go against a mother who has become gaunt, like bark from raising 4 children alone? April 26th. So gaunt means thin, okay? Why is she so thin? Only raise your hand to answer this question. Don't ask me anything. Why is she so thin? Why? Why don't they gorge on food? What's the problem there?
Because the war is coming and everybody's trying to leave.
Yes, and so a lot of businesses aren't open. They don't have a lot of money. When war comes, people tend to have less food. Why does she get special food? Remember how she goes to the government and gets special stuff? Why? Emma?
Because
her husband was in the Navy, and so they look after those. And that's Do you see why she's getting special treatment? Why they get on the ships and leave before everybody else? Because his father, Kim Ha's father, is in the Navy. Choice. Into each pack, 1 pair of pants, 1 pair of shorts, 3 pairs of underwear, 2 shirts, sandals, toothbrush and paste, soap, 10 palms of rice grains, 3 clumps of cooked rice, and 1 choice. I choose my doll, once lent to a neighbor who left it outside where mice bit her left cheek and right thumb. I love her more for her scars. I dress her in a red and white dress with matching hat and booties that mother knitted. April 27th. Left behind 10 gold-rimmed glasses father brought back from America where he trained before I was born. Brother Kwong's report cards, each ranking him first in class, beginning in kindergarten. Vines of bougainvillea, fully in bloom, burgundy and white, like the colors of our house. Vines of jasmine in front of every window that remind Mother of the North. A cowboy leather belt Brother Vu sewed on Mother's machine and broke her needle. That was when he adored Johnny Cash more than Bruce Lee. A row of glass jars Brother Coy used to raise fighting fish. 2 hooks and a hammock where I nap. Photographs, every Tet at the zoo. Father in his youth, mother in her youth, baby pictures where you can't tell whose bottom is exposed for all the world to see. Mother chooses 10 and burns the rest. We cannot leave evidence of Father's life that might hurt him. April 27th evening. Wet and crying. My biggest papaya in light yellow, still flecked with green. Brother Vu wants to cut it down, saying it's better than letting the communists have it. Mother says yellow papaya tastes lovely, dipped in chili salt. You children should eat fresh fruit while you can. Brother Vu chops, the head falls, a silver blade slices. Black seeds spill like clusters of eyes, wet and crying. Sourbacks. At the port, we find out there's no such thing as a secret among the Vietnamese. So what do you think that means? What is that kind of inferring? What do you think we're going to learn next? Trinity?
That
The families? What about them? The Vietnamese.
That they have to tell everybody what they know. They can't keep it.
Yeah, so what do you think she's going to find at the port? Camden? Tons of people. Remember, it's supposed to be just the people that are in the Navy or, in the service, but now everybody else found out, so everybody's going to be there. Thousands found out about the Navy ships ready to abandon the Navy. Uncle Son flares elbows into wings, lunges forward protecting his children, but our family sticks together like wet pages. I see nothing but backs, sour and sweaty. Brother Vu steps up, placing Mother in front of him and lifting me onto his shoulders. So our family sticks together like wet pages. What's that called? It's a comparison. What's it called? What's it called, Hunter? Our family sticks together like wet pages. Yeah, it's a simile because it's comparing our family and wet pages and the way that they stick together. Okay? And it becomes a simile because they have the word like in it. His palms press brothers Kwang and Kwai forward. I promise myself to never again make fun of Bruce Lee. April 29th, afternoon. 1 mat each. We climb on and claim a space of 2 straw mats under the deck, enough for us 5 to lie side by side. By sunset, our space in 1 straw mat is 1 straw mat, enough for us 5 to huddle together. Bodies cram every centimeter below deck, then every centimeter on deck. Everyone knows the ship could sink, unable to hold the piles of bodies that keep crawling on, like raging ants from a disrupted nest. But no one is heartless enough to say stop, because what if they had been stopped before their turn? April 29th, sunset. In the dark, Uncle San visits and whispers to Mother. We follow Mother, who follows Uncle San, who leads his family, up to the deck and off the ship. It has been said the ship next door has a better engine, more water, endless fuel, countless salty eggs. Uncle San lingers without getting on the new ship. So do we. Hordes pour by us, beyond us. Above us, bombs pierce the sky. Red and green flares explode like fireworks. All lights are off, so the port will not be a target. In the dark, a nudge here, a nudge there, and we end up back on the first ship in the same spot with 2 mats. Without lights, our ship glides out to sea, emptied of half its passengers, April 29th near midnight. Saigon is gone. I listen to the swish, swish of Mother's hand-held fan, the whispers among adults, the bombs in the ever greater distance. The commander has ordered everyone below deck, even though he has chosen a safe river route, to connect to the sea, avoiding the obvious escape path through Vuta, where the communists are dropping all the bombs they've left. I hope TT's got out. Mother is sick with waves in her stomach, even though the ship barely creeps along. We hear a helicopter circling near our ship. People run and scream, "Communists!" Our ship dips low as the crowd runs to the left and then to the right. This is not helping Mother. I wish they would stand still and hush. The commander is talking. Do not be frightened. It's a pilot for our side who has jumped into the water, letting his helicopter plunge in behind him. The pilot appears below deck, wet and shaking. He salutes the commander and shouts. At noon today, the communists crashed their tanks through the gates of the presidential palace and planted on the roof a flag with one huge star. Then he adds what no one wants to hear. It's over. Saigon is gone. April 30th, late afternoon. So that's part 1.